Their culture and their way of doing things is so superior to us, and to come back to this world was really depressing and demoralizing, I have to say. So imagine the big ship is like the center of that daisy. It sits in an interdimensional envelope. And in that way, beings can immigrate and emigrate and come to visit and get training. And it's a place where people go, well, people from here, but also people from all these different realms come together with one basic goal and one basic culture. But the beings, I found myself initially in this huge big room, and I was with other beings, and I thought they were people like from Earth. And I went up and I'd start trying to talk to them, but they didn't communicate the way I did. They didn't share the same language. Something was really off, and I knew that these people at this point, that's what I thought they were very interesting. And there was definitely a peaceful vibe. There was no competition or anger or anything to upset us. We were just kind of like, we knew that we were there for a reason, and we were waiting for that reason to unfold.
Ship. I thought that
Okay,
was a
so the big ship, like I said, it's alive, it's a living entity, it's conscious. I had to use what I call the virtual reality headset in order to communicate with it, because my telepathy skills were not that strong. So all the rooms and hallways and things like that all have hydroponics all along the walls, beautiful flowers and plants and everything you could imagine. And you would pick and sample things and find out what you liked and what agreed with you. And then once a day, usually what would we would consider the afternoon, but they don't really have time or seasons or circadian um, light or anything like that on the big ship. But basically around 3 in the afternoon ish. And of course, it's completely different there. So I'm just using that so that the audience can get an idea. We all participate in taking care of them. So for instance, if you notice that there's a kind of berry you really like, but it's getting sparse, maybe it's time to leave that alone so it can replenish itself. You might want to go and start eating something else. So the big ship sits in interdimensional space, and beings immigrate and emigrate from all different worlds. And many beings aboard the big ship were actually born there.